Thermodynamics 1, Thermochemistry, Understanding Enthalpy and Guidelines for Thermochemical Equations. In this tutorial, we will be looking at understanding enthalpy, guidelines for thermochemical equations, determining the amount of heat released per mole of substance, and some example problems. Enthalpy, represented by the symbol H, is a thermodynamic quantity representing the energy associated with the breaking and forming of chemical bonds in a chemical reaction. The enthalpy of reaction, or heat of reaction, depends on the amount of material undergoing reaction. That is, the amount of heat generated or absorbed during a chemical reaction depends on the amounts of reactants that actually react. For a given chemical reaction, an enthalpy change, delta H of reaction, can be stated along with a balanced chemical equation. The enthalpy change for a chemical reaction is given by the enthalpy of the products minus the enthalpy of the reactants. So delta H reaction is equal to enthalpy of the products minus enthalpy of the reactants. The magnitude of delta H reaction reflects the stoichiometric amounts of reactants and products in the balanced chemical equation. Enthalpy is defined as a state function. An exothermic reaction is represented by a negative delta H, while an endothermic reaction is represented by a positive delta H. Guidelines for thermochemical equations. Enthalpy is an extensive property. The magnitude of enthalpy is directly proportional to the amount of reactants consumed in a process. So here we have a chemical reaction. 1 mole of methane reacts with 2 moles of oxygen to produce 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. As a result, 1 mole of methane combusted, and we have a delta H of negative 890 kilojoules. In other words, 890 kilojoules is released. If we double the amount of moles of methane, now going from 1 to 2, we see the following reaction. 2 moles of methane reacts with 4 moles of oxygen to produce 2 moles of carbon dioxide and 4 moles of water. As a result of 2 moles of methane combusting, I now have double the amount of energy released. So instead of 890 kilojoules released, I have 1,780 kilojoules released. The enthalpy change for a reaction is equal in magnitude but opposite in sign to delta H for the reverse reaction. Let's look at an example of this. A forward reaction for the combustion of methane. So we just looked at this before. 1 mole of methane plus 2 moles of oxygen gives us carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water, and we have a delta H of negative 890 kilojoules. If we wanted to incorporate this delta H into our chemical reaction, the way that we would write this is methane, so CH4 in the gaseous state, plus 2 moles of water, gaseous state, gives us 1 mole of carbon dioxide, gaseous state, plus 2 moles of water in the liquid state, plus 890 kilojoules. Now you might be saying, but Dr. English, it's negative. Why don't you have a negative here instead of a positive? By having this delta H value on the product side, we're saying that this amount of energy is released from the system out into the surroundings. So if you have a negative delta H value and you know that energy is being released, you can put it on the product side of your chemical reaction. What if we do the reverse reaction for the formation of methane? So instead of combusting it, we're actually producing it. So I have 1 mole of carbon dioxide reacting with 2 moles of liquid water to form 1 mole of methane and 2 moles of oxygen. And now my delta H in reverse is a positive 890 kilojoules. How would we incorporate this positive delta H into our chemical reaction? So we would rewrite this again. So I would say CO2 in the gaseous state plus 2 moles of water in the liquid state plus, because I'm absorbing this amount of energy, 890 kilojoules will produce 1 mole of methane in the gaseous state plus 2 moles of oxygen gas. So now this delta H, which is a positive value, which it tells us it's being absorbed from the surroundings into the system, we represent this value by putting it over on the reactant side. The enthalpy change for reaction depends on the physical state, solid, liquid, gas, of the reactants and products. Pay close attention to the physical states of the products and reactants and how that influences the overall delta H for the reaction. Therefore, it is very important to specify the physical states of reactants and products in thermochemical equations. Determining the amount of heat released per mole of substance. So the formula that we are going to use is the change in enthalpy in kilojoules over moles of a substance. Let's look at an example. Determine the amount of heat released. So automatically, seeing that word released means that we're going to have a negative delta H involved somewhere when 2.5 grams of ammonium nitrate reacts. All right, and we're given 2 pieces of information. We are given a balanced chemical equation, and we're given a delta H value. So remember, when in doubt, always start with any number that is given to you. So we're going to do 2.50 grams of NH4NO3. And we're going to follow the AP Chemistry mantra, which is convert to moles. So multiplication sign and a line. I know that in 1 mole of ammonium nitrate, I have 80 grams of ammonium nitrate. I just took the gram formula mass. That's a 4. I'm sure you can figure that out. Okay, so now we're in moles of ammonium nitrate. And I know that there is an assumed 1 in front of this NH4NO3 reactant. So that means for every 1 mole of ammonium nitrate that decomposes, I am going to release 37 kilojoules. So I'm going to put another multiplication sign and a line. Whatever I start with goes on the bottom. And I know 1 mole here, 1 mole NH4NO3 releases 37 kilojoules of energy. Now before I go on, I want to make sure that all of my units cancel. So grams cancels grams, moles cancel moles, and I am left with kilojoules. So if I do all the math here and I do it all correctly, I should get negative 1.16 kilojoules per 1 mole of NH4NO3. Because it's asking for the amount of heat released, I am releasing 1.16 kilojoules, and I also recognize that is to the correct number of significant figures. Let's do another example. A chemical equation for the combustion of acetylene, ethine, is 2C2H2 plus 5O2 yields 4CO2 plus 2H2O, releasing 2,511 kilojoules of energy. Determine the amount of heat evolved, and remember, evolved is just a fancy word for saying released, when 35.58 grams of C2H2 is combusted in excess oxygen. Oh, it's so good to see that excess oxygen because we know we're not dealing with a limiting reagent problem. So I'm going to start with my given, which is 35.58 grams of C2H2 gas. Multiplication sign and a line. And of course, you all know that I'm going to convert this into moles. So 1 mole of C2H2, and the gram formula mass of C2H2 is 26 grams of C2H2. And from here, I'm now going to go look at my balanced equation. And the key thing that is different from our previous example is that in the previous example, there was just a 1 in front of our ammonium nitrate. In this example, we are combusting 2 moles of C2H2. So I need that 2 on the bottom. So 2 moles of C2H2 is going to release negative 2511 kilojoules of energy. And that's really, really important. So I'm getting this from here, and this 2 is going here, because if it was 1 mole of C2H2, then it would be half the amount of energy released. Okay, now we need an equal sign. And before we go on any farther, I'm going to check to make sure that all of my units cancel. Grams cancel grams, moles cancel moles. I'm left with kilojoules, which is what I want. And I'm going to do all the math correctly, and my answer will be to 4 significant figures. So you should get, if you work this out, negative 1,718 kilojoules of energy per 2 moles of acetylene. So what did you learn in this tutorial? We went over understanding enthalpy. We talked about guidelines for thermochemical equations. We determined the amount of heat released per mole of substance, and then we did some example problems at the end. Need more help? Feel free to contact me. Have a great day.